A Reflection of Shadows, An Elemental Steampunk Tale Book 3 by Anne Renwick, narrated by Anais Inara Chase. Chapter 1. February 1885. London. Loops of fine chain coiled as Colleen returned Lady Sophia's golden locket to its velvet pouch. Done. She closed the safe, gave the dial a spin, and rehung the heavy oil painting to hide the strongbox from view. Odd that a man of Lord Aldridge's means would choose to stare at blurry haystacks in a field. Years of creeping into the libraries and studies of wealthy gentlemen had taught her that most preferred to gaze upon portraits of themselves, or of a distinguished ancestor, a favourite dog, occasionally a beautiful wife. All, however, kept at least one bottle of single malt Scotch whisky on hand. Liquid sunshine in a bottle. Drifting across the dark room to the Lord's liquor cabinet, she considered the array of choices before her, tracing the zigs and zags of the pattern cut into a crystal decanter with a leather-clad fingertip. The household was quiet. All servants had retired. Lord Aldridge himself would be careful to be elsewhere this evening. Still, she shouldn't. Not once in 4 years had she helped herself to the smallest of nips. But tonight's task had gone smoothly, without the slightest hitch, and she was officially off the job. Retired. With a blemish-free record. A smile stole across her face. Already her bags were packed. Soon her cat Sorcha would return from her city prowl, and London would be nothing but a sooty memory. She ought to celebrate. Lord Aldridge wouldn't begrudge her a drink for saving his daughter, and her dowry, from a marriage to a good-for-nothing scoundrel with significant gambling debts, would he? She pulled the stopper from the decanter and poured herself a splash. Generous dowries made for wonderful bait, but sometimes they hooked a bottom feeder. Livid, the Earl had turned to Witherspoon and Associates. Private matters handled with discretion. His daughter had been compromised, a polite way of saying she'd allowed herself to be seduced by a treasure hunter without regard for the consequences. Pressing for an engagement announcement, the
Sample complete. Ready to continue?